Executive Committee to order. Take the roll, please.
Benefield. Brooks.
Here.
Freitag. Frizzalone. Gould. Hart. Ogalla. Staley Ferry. Tumanello. Weigel. Winfrey. And Mustis. You do
Here.
have a quorum.
You have a quorum. Denise, would you like to lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Denise. Okay. We have a number of minutes to approve. So first we'll do the leadership meeting from September 28th. Move. Second. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Freight mobility plan minutes from September 7th. Move. Second. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Freight mobility plan, September 14th minutes.
Second.
Move. Second. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Under old business, IGA to establish Laraway Communication Center. I think we're just going to move this forward, right? Is that the intent, Nick?
If that's your, yeah, we'd love to. We'd like.
I mean, that's, yeah.
That's the goal. I mean,
Okay.
if, I don't know if you want me to say anything about it or no.
I mean, outside of.
Mary has.
Mary, okay, I think last time it's still on the, okay, so what I would do is entertain a motion, move this to the county board agenda upon the state's attorney's review. Okay, got it. Motion second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Under new business, setting the number of sheriff's personnel. What this is we need to, sheriff is now taking on a little bit more of a role for security, like in this building. We do set the number of hours, the personnel for the sheriff. In this case, we use the full-time equivalency number, which is full-time employment, because a lot of these folks are part-time. So we approve a certain amount of hours, basically. We need to increase those hours because the additional security requirement that we're asking the sheriff to take on. So I'll entertain a motion to approve. Got a motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Authorize professional service contract with Smith Dawson Andrew. Move. Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Awarding bid for rural historical structure. Move. Consultant, move. Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Renewing contract for electronics recycling, permanent drop-off. Move. Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Authorizing the intergovernmental delegation agreement with the IEPA and documents necessary to receive IEPA electronic enforcement financial assistance and any other applicable fee for funding through the duration of intergovernmental delegation agreement. Move. Second, all in favor? Aye. I should have shortened that up. You know. Okay. Proclamations. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Brooks, we're all set?
Yeah, we have two.
Two?
I was looking for
Yeah,
my sheet.
and I think St. Joseph has requested to come out before the board, and I've talked with Gloria, who's brought them forward, and they're going to have a chance to come up and actually receive the,
At the podium then?
The podium.
Okay, and then the other one for Schools Choice Week, you'll just read into
we'll
the
just
record?
get that read in the record.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
Okay, then we got January 2017 appointments to the Board of Commissions. Moved. Second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Committee reports, land use, Tom?
We didn't have a meeting, we didn't have any agenda items.
Okay.
I do have one comment. We had, at our stormwater meeting, the Illinois Water Survey gave a presentation concerning the dropping levels of groundwater in the Midwest area. And they give a presentation, maybe 20 minutes or half an hour. They're trying to go around to different governmental bodies. They went to the industrial committees for Will County, and I think that they'd like to come to maybe the executive committee to explain the situation. Is that something you'd like
Yeah.
to hear about?
Well, I'm actually glad you brought it up, Tom, because I was going to bring it up. They came out to talk about the depletion of the aquifers in Will County. And as most of us are aware of, Will County is still very dependent on groundwater versus lake water or river water. I think it's a real issue, along with, some of the other issues that could potentially affect our groundwater, such as the dumping in the quarries. And by the way, Mary, I'm sure you're aware of this. The Attorney General has filed suit to the IEPA on the regulation of not monitoring the water, correct? And the reason I'm asking that, I don't know what we can do as a board, but we should be on top. Are we going to be an intervener in this?
We are a party as much, we filed a response, we filed pleadings in that appeal just as the Attorney General.
Okay. So yes, can organizations like the Forest Reserve do the same? Just file,
I think that if you have been an objector under the original, this is.
I think we were, just to stay on top of it. So that's good to hear. Matter of fact, maybe I'll ask Mary to give us a brief on that at the county board meeting. One time, maybe we can bring this up. I don't know if doing it like at a board meeting or executive meeting, I'd like to maybe let them do a presentation. Maybe they can do it right after the next Forest Reserve District meeting when everyone's present. Or that could be an executive meeting, ask everybody to stay. It's an extremely important issue, folks. It's, for whatever reason, it's one of those things that kind of just people don't seem to grab onto as a real issue. It's like, it is a very serious issue. So, yeah, Tom, why don't we get a hold of those folks? Beth, maybe you can help with that. And let's maybe set up a presentation for right after the Forest Reserve District meeting.
Do you want it listed as a committee of the whole then?
Uh,
Or just on your executive?
Well, can we do, you want to do it as a committee of the whole? I think we could just ask everybody to stay.
Okay.
We'll
For
just
the
stay,
first thing on the
we'll just
agenda.
stay in this room and ask everybody to stay if they're interested for the presentation. That way then I don't have quorum
Separate.
concerns.
Okay.
All right, is everybody, good. Anything else, Tom?
No.
Okay, finance, Mr.
Yeah, we
Frizzolo?
have a couple things. We're going to be appropriating some grant funds in the sheriff's budget from Homeland Security grant. We're increasing appropriations sheriff budget from the SCAP grant. We're designating Amalgamated Bank of Chicago as the county depository, and we're identifying, and we're authorizing the county executive to execute necessary tax documents. So those four things.
Any questions for Mr. Frizzolo? Mr. Gould, Public Works and
The Highway
Transportation?
Department's getting ready for spring. They're purchasing a variety of different materials, aggregates, and signs and so forth, which they do annually. And the only other thing may be of interest to District 12, there was a grant for ingress and egress for an auto service facility on Laraway Road. There was no objection, and the committee moved it forward.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Gould? Judicial, Mr. Benefield, did he
He's not here either.
any issues for judicial? Okay, Public Health and Safety, Ms. Ogala?
Yeah, we just have a renewing contract for pharmaceutical consulting services at Sunny Hill.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Ogala? Legislative and Policy?
We
Sir?
are working on the, we're going to have the resolution. How are we going to, because we're going to have to do that, and then I'm working with, Don and I are working with Beth, but Ray, I'm going to have you kind of come in with this too, because I'm not going to be at the county board next week.
Well, so you're moving forward a resolution for NACO
Yes.
that deals with air traffic control.
Air traffic control towers over there for,
Okay. And Mr. Moran is, some of you may know and some of you may not know, Mr. Moran is a vice chair on NACO Transportation, and he's on the airport subcommittee. And he's done the bulk of the work on this. And of course, we're targeting Lewis Airport for this, and of course, that's also in Don's district, I believe. And it's an extremely important asset for Will County, and we need to bring things forward. So Don, do you want to comment?
Well, on this, it's pretty simple. It's just what happens is the FAA reauthorization expires in September, and what we've asked for NACO to take a position is that when that reauthorization happens in September, whether they pass a new bill or if they extend the current reauthorization, that they extend the pilot program for remote towers with whatever legislation they pass. So that's what we're supporting. I spoke to you briefly the other day about another resolution on essential air service money that small rural airports get from the FAA, and it really isn't related to Will County because there's only 3 airports in Illinois that receive that money. But I don't know if it needs to come before here or what, but I plan on submitting a resolution on that, asking for the FAA, for NACO to support, having the FAA support extending that EAS money that they give the small rural airports. There is small rural airports in Illinois. I think it's Decatur, Marion, and Springfield, and they get like $150,000 a year, and they can bank it for up to 4 years, and then after that they have to turn the money back in. The FAA receives like $300 million of that money back every year from small airports that don't spend it. But it's very crucial to small airport operations, and it helps us show some leadership on that committee. So I don't know if we need approval from the board to do that because it doesn't
I think that
affect Will. But
if it's going to be an official come from Will County, it probably needs to come through the board. So if you can put that together, I'll leave a spot on the agenda for that, Suzanne.
It is put together, and I had Beth print out a big print copy for, it's in your package you had in here this morning.
Then I'll entertain a motion to leave us, to add that to the agenda.
so move.
Motion, second. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Beth will talk after.
okay. And I'm wondering, the Rural Action Committee at NACO, that we do coordinate with Luck.
I was going to say, can we put it?
I mean, Bob was on that, of course,
Lori Summers has asked me on that committee.
Lori Summers
Anyway, she's
has she been appointed yet?
She has.
Okay, all right, okay.
Rack.
Right. Okay. All right. And the reason I'm bringing it up is maybe she should bring that up at RAC as well.
We're talking about the rural committee?
Yeah.
Did Ms. Ogala, who's got seniority here, have an opportunity to say whether she wanted to be on there or not?
Well, you know,
Member of NACO can fill out the application request the committee. I don't know.
even though I think we're going to have to find different coordination for this, because, you know, we wind up with 4 people from this county on the same committee, don't work. I mean, we need to, they don't allow more than 2, but they're allowing 2 from each party. It's like,
Depends what committees that we're talking about, transportation.
anyway, we're getting off a little bit, but anyway, but if Judy has an interest, you can ask to go on RAC too. Okay. And if you want to do that, Judy, you can come into the office and we'll send in your request. Do you hear me, Judy?
Judy?
If you have an interest, come in the office and we'll send in the request. Or any other committee you might have an interest in. All right. Okay. Anything else, Suzanne? Any questions for Ms. Hart? Okay. Capital improvements? Ms. Freitag?
Not on the agenda for this month. I just wanted to remind anyone, if you gotten an email, that on January 25th at 11:30 a.m. at the Jacob Henry Mansion Chief Judge Shane Sudd's going to have his annual State of the Courthouse address, and I think it would be great if all of us could attend that. So that's it.
When is that again?
January 25th at 11:30 a.m. I want to say it's registration, and then probably starts at noon.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know if everybody's seen the old bench downstairs from the old courthouse. There's going to be a nice ceremonial, it'd be nice in the ceremonial court or for addresses from the judge. So there's our little bit of history down there. So we did save something from the old courthouse. So everybody should take a look at it. It's really, different era, right?
Megan, what time again? One more thing, we have, it's on the 25th.
Yeah.
No.
It's 9:30.
9:30.
Okay.
What time was the ceremony
The
for the judge?
Lunch.
11:30. If you get there for
11:30.
registration, usually starts about noon.
Okay.
And then the 19th or 17th, we have another meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for Reagan? Okay, move along. Any questions for me on executive committee? Okay, is there any public comments? Okay, I also want to remind the County Engineering Search Committee that we are going to meet on January 19th, immediately following the county board meeting. It shouldn't take us very long. And we'll finalize things for our county engineer search. There is going to be a need for executive session, but before we get there, after that executive, Mary, we're going to talk about potential litigation, but there'll be no thing that'll need action from the board for the next meeting, right? Resulting from that. So,
You're not going to need action with regard to the executive session.
okay. So, because I'd like to approve the county board agenda as amended. Move, second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of potential litigation. Got a motion, second, take the roll, please.
Mayor?
Yes.
Brooks?
Yes.
Freitag? Griswold?
Yes.
You gotta shut this off.